SQL interview questions. 1. What is SQL? SQL stands for the Structured Query Language. SQL is a standard query language used for maintaining the relational database and perform many different operations of data manipulation on the data. SQL initially was invented in 1970. It is a database language used for database creation, deletion, fetching rows and modifying rows, etc. Sometimes it is pronounced as SQL. 2. When SQL appeared. It appeared in 1974. SQL is one of the often used languages for maintaining the relational database. SQL. In 1986, SQL became the standard of American National Standards Institute (ANSI) and ISO International Organization for Standardization in 1987. 3. What are the usages of SQL? SQL is responsible for maintaining the relational data and the data structures present in the database. To execute queries against a database. To retrieve data from a database. To insert records in a database. To update records in a database. To delete records from a database. To create new databases. To create new tables in a database. To create views in a database. To perform complex operations on the database. Four. Does SQL support programming? SQL refers to the standard query language, which is not actually the programming language. SQL doesn't have a loop, conditional statement, logical operations, it cannot be used for anything other than data manipulation. It is used like commanding query language to access databases. The primary purpose of SQL is to retrieve, manipulate, update, and perform complex operations like joins on the data present in the database. 5. What are the subsets of SQL? There is 3 significant subset of the SQL. Data Definition Language (DDL). DDL is used to define the data structure. It consists of the commands like create, alter, drop, etc. Data Manipulation Language (DML). DML is used to manipulate already existing data in the database. The commands in this category are select, update, insert, etc. Data Control Language (DCL). DCL is used to control access to data in the database and includes commands such as grant, revoke. Six. What is a data definition language? Data definition language (DDL) is the subset of the database which defines the data structure of the database in the initial stage when the database is about to be created. It consists of the following commands: create, alter and delete database objects such as schema, tables, view, sequence, etc. 7. What is a data manipulation language? Data manipulation language makes the user able to retrieve and manipulate data. It is used to perform the following operations. Insert data into database through insert command. Retrieve data from the database through select command. Update data in the database through update command. Delete data from the database through delete command. 8. What is data control language? Data control language allows you to control access to the database. DCL is the only subset of the database which decides that what part of the database should be accessed by which user at what point of time. It includes 2 commands: grant and revoke. Grant to grant the specific user to perform a particular task. Revoke to cancel previously denied or granted permissions. Eight. What is data control language? Data control language allows you to control access to the database. DCL is the only subset of the database which decides that what part of the database should be accessed by which user at what point of time. It includes 2 commands: grant and revoke. Grant to grant a specific user to perform a particular task. Revoke to cancel previously denied or granted permissions. 9. What are tables and fields in the database? A table is a set of organized data. It has rows and columns. Rows here refers to the tuples which represent the simple data item, and columns are the attribute of the data items present in particular row. Columns can categorize as vertical, and rows are horizontal. A table contains a specified number of the column called fields but can have any number of rows, which is known as the record. So, the columns in the table of the database are known as the fields and they represent the attribute or characteristics of the entity in the record. 10. What is a primary key? A primary key is a field or the combination of fields which uniquely specify a row. The primary key is a special kind of unique key. Primary key values cannot be null. For example, the social security number can be treated as the primary key for any individual. What is a foreign key? A foreign key is specified as a key which is related to the primary key of another table. A relationship needs to be created between two tables by referencing foreign key with the primary key of another table. Foreign key acts like a cross-reference between tables as it refers to the primary key of other table, and the primary key foreign key relationship is a very crucial relationship as it maintains the ACID properties of database sometimes. 12. What is a unique key? Unique key constraint uniquely identifies each record in the database. This key provides uniqueness for the column or set of columns. The unique key cannot accept a duplicate value. The unique key can accept only on null value. 13. What is the difference between primary key and unique key? Primary key and unique key both are the essential constraints of the SQL, but there is a small difference between them. Primary key carries unique value but the field of the primary key cannot be null. On the other hand, unique key also carry unique value but it can have a single null value field. What is a database? A database is an organized form of data. The database is the electronic system which makes data access, data manipulation, data retrieval, data storing and data management very easy and structured. Almost every organization uses the database for storing the data due to its easily accessible and high operational ease. The database provides perfect access to data and lets us perform required tasks. The database is also called a structured form of data. Due to the structured format, you can access data very easily. 15. What is DBMS? DBMS stands for Database Management System. This is a program which is used to control them. It is like a file manager that manages data in a database rather than saving it in file systems. Database Management System is an interface between the database and the user. It makes the data retrieval, data access easier. Database Management System is a software which provides us the power to perform operations such as creation, maintenance and use of a data of the database using a simple query in almost no time. Without the database management system, it would be far more difficult for the user to access the data of the database. What are the different types of database management systems? A. There are 4 types of database. Hierarchical databases, DBMS. Relational databases, RDBMS. Network databases, IDMS. Object-oriented databases. RDBMS is one of the most often used databases due to its easy accessibility and supports regarding complex queries. 17. What is RDBMS? A. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. It is a database management system based on a relational model. RDBMS stores the data into the collection of tables and links those tables using the relational operators easily whenever required. It facilitates you to manipulate the data stored in the tables by using relational operators. Examples of the relational database management system are Microsoft Access, MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle Database, etc. 18. What is normalization in a database? A. Normalization is used to minimize redundancy and dependency by organizing fields and tables of a database. There are some rules of database normalization which commonly known as normal form, and they are: first normal form, 1NF. Second normal form, 2NF. Third normal form, 3NF. Boyce Codd normal form, BCNF. Using these steps, the redundancy, anomalies, inconsistency of the data in the database. 19. What is the primary use of normalization? Normalization is mainly used to add, delete or modify a field that can be made in a single table. The primary use of normalization is to remove redundancy and to remove the insert, delete and update distractions. Normalization breaks the table into small partitions and then link them using different relationships so that it will avoid the chances of redundancy. 20. What are the disadvantages of not performing database normalization? The major disadvantages are the occurrence of redundant terms in the database which causes the waste of the space in the disk. Due to redundant terms, inconsistency may also occur if any change will be made in the data of one table but not made in the same data of another table, then inconsistency will take place, which will lead to the maintenance problem and affects the ACID problem.